Hello guys, how are we all doing? Welcome back to yet another video. Some more breaking news today. The next manager to be sacked in the Championship is Steve Bruce, and this one was coming, wasn't it? Get your thoughts in down below. Steve Bruce is a goner. His time at West Brom is over. Let me know your thoughts. Do make sure to drop a like. Do subscribe to the channel. And like I say, we'll interact with your comments down below. But let's have a little look at the context here. It's just come out, as you can see, 5 minutes ago, as I've seen this. West Bromwich Albion part company with manager Steve Bruce. West Bromwich Albion part company with manager Steve Bruce. After 8 months in charge, the 61-year-old ex-Manchester United defender left following the Baggies' home draw with Luton Town. They kept them in the Championship relegation zone, 22nd, their lowest position in over 20 years. That's the context, guys. It's not a surprise, is it? Let's be honest, West Bromwich Albion, for me, to be honest, I've been to the Hawthorns a lot of times. I've got some close West Bromwich Albion fans as friends, and I think the thing is with West Brom, there's an expectancy that at least when they're in the Championship, they should be battling for promotion. And you look at the squad as well, you know, they're a team that should be close to being in the Premier League, if not in the Premier League. And this was coming. They can't be where they are with that squad. And Steve Bruce, after coming in last season, after Valérien Ismaël has now been sacked, I feel like he got more time than he probably deserved. In this football world, where managers don't get very long at all, I feel like he got plenty of time to turn it around. And let's see where they are in the table. 22nd. No surprise there. Under a point per game. 11 points from 13 games. It's just terrible, isn't it? It was coming. It was definitely coming. Steve Bruce has not been able to hold on to the job for any longer. 1 win in 13. And as I say, that last home game being the 0-0 draw at home to Luton, that was the final straw. It did feel like they had to get the win. A draw against Luton in most circumstances in the Championship actually isn't a terrible result, but it's the build-up to that. You could see West Bromwich Albion's results coming into that. Loss, draw, loss, loss, draw. Let's have a look at their results in general coming into this. Obviously, if you go back to last season, West Bromwich Albion were a side that should have been competing for the top 6, and they were in and amongst it when they changed the manager, and Steve Bruce had them fall down to finish 10th. So far this season, they drew with Borough. They then drew with Watford. They then beat Sheffield United in the EFL Cup. Lost to Blackburn. Drew with Cardiff. Beat Hull City, their only Championship win so far. Lost to Derby in the EFL Cup. Drew with Huddersfield. Drew with Wigan. You can see a pattern here. A lot of draws. So, yes, they've not lost many, but they've not won many, have they? A draw with Burnley. The game against Coventry being postponed. They lost to Birmingham. That was quite a bad one for them. Norwich wasn't a bad draw, but then look at that. It didn't get any better. A loss to Swansea, a loss to Preston, and a draw with Luton Town. So then obviously these are now the upcoming games. It'll be interesting to see if West Brom can improve and what manager they bring in. But no surprises after that terrible start that Steve Bruce has faced the chop for West Brom being down in 22nd. Something I've noticed with West Brom so far this season, which will be a bit of a frustration to Steve Bruce, is something I follow quite closely is the expected goals, and West Bromwich Albion are actually quite good on the expected goals. If you look at where they are in the expected goals table, they're second. They've created an equivalent of 21.6 goals. They should have scored at least 21. They've scored 17, and here's a problem. Their XG against is 13.9. They've conceded 18, so they are certainly conceding a lot of goals. They're conceding a few chances, but a lot of goals. They're creating good chances and not really taking them. It's not good at all for West Bromwich Albion. As I say, it doesn't matter if you're playing well. It is a results business, and that is why Steve Bruce has faced the sack. It got a bit negative and a bit toxic towards the end. It almost felt a bit like when he was at Newcastle United, and they were just becoming the Steve Bruce show, and how much longer could he cling on? West Bromwich Albion have thought, it's no longer worth it to keep Steve Bruce there. And I do think if they get the right manager, and any other manager, to be honest, and I'm sorry to say this to Steve Bruce, any other manager will start dragging West Brom up the table. They can't really sink much lower than that. I mean, technically they could. They're 22nd, and Coventry and Huddersfield have got games in hand. So there's a possibility, if all the games in hand were played out, West Brom could be bottom. That's the reality of this. They're 22nd, but with those games in hand for the teams below them, they could be bottom. I think they've made the right decision. Like I say, I would have done it a few weeks earlier, because they've probably used up a few more games now, which are practically wasted. As you see, they haven't won in the last 5. and it needs to be a turning point for West Bromwich Albion. They've got big games coming if we move on to those. They now go away to Reading, and then host Bristol City, away to Millwall, host Sheffield United, and they've got Blackpool, QPR and Stoke City before the World Cup. So 7 big games for West Bromwich Albion to drag themselves up the table before the World Cup. West Bromwich Albion need to now just get as many points in before the World Cup, and then they've got that time to really think and focus about what they can do this season. We've seen the Championship before. It's not impossible West Brom could still make the top 6, and as I say, they're playing like a top 6 side when it comes to creating chances. Obviously, they're not finishing them, and maybe a different manager could get a better tune out of this Baggies side. I do think West Bromwich Albion are certainly going to climb up the table. I still have faith in them to at least make the top half, and as I say, so much time for them to still make the top 6. You'll see their squads up there in the playoffs. I'm not going to pick teams at random, but I think West Bromwich Albion have a better squad and better playing style if it's put together correctly than some of the teams that are currently in that top 6. So it's good news for me, for West Bromwich Albion. Not good news for Steve Bruce, obviously. And to be honest, could this be the end for Steve Bruce? He does seem to keep plucking jobs out of somewhere. But if I was a Championship owner, I would not bring Steve Bruce in. I feel like if he's to get another job after this, he's got to be a League One job. He can't keep working his way up this pyramid and getting a Premier League and Championship job. It's not working for him anymore. He only seems to get sacked. He doesn't depart at the right time, and I think everyone knows it was the time for him to go. As I say, if we look at the context of what it has said here then, the backroom staff of Steve Agnew, Clements and Alex Bruce have also left West Brom, with under-21s coach Richard Beale named interim boss. Obviously, they've got a few days until they play their next game because there's no midweek game this week for West Bromwich Albion. In his 24 years in management, Bruce has had plenty of success, winning promotion from the Championship to the Premier League 4 times. I'll give him credit for that. Twice with Birmingham and Hull City. Yes, look, he has done things before, but is his tactics outdated? Has he become left behind? People love to label him a dinosaur, and that maybe is what he is, because he is just not keeping up with the current football tactics. But yeah, give me your thoughts down below, guys. West Bromwich Albion part company with Steve Bruce, and I can hardly say I'm surprised. I was looking at what ideas to make for a video today, and I just had this feeling about talking about West Bromwich Albion, because I was like, how have they not sacked Steve Bruce yet? And then the penny drops. He has been sacked. As I say, guys, get your thoughts in down below. This leaves West Bromwich Albion managerless, but with a bit of time to turn things around. As I say, we're early in the Championship. I don't think many people realistically think West Bromwich Albion are actually going to get relegated. So we will see what comes next for the Baggies. West Brom have sacked Steve Bruce. Get your thoughts down below. Thank you for watching. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.